Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're talking about content predictions for this weekend's drop here in NBA 2K25 MyTEAM. We are in the end game now. I mean, we've got 3 more content drops this year. I do believe, I'm pretty sure that we have basically 3 more Fridays, and then that 4th Friday is going to be the final like GOAT X Invincible pack drop of the year. No new cards, but just cards with incredibly souped odds for all those top tier cards would be my guess anyway. But that'll probably be what our content structure looks like for the next few weeks. Season 8 is now, I mean, we got 3 Friday drops so far with Breeze, Fireworks, and Glow. We got 3 more coming as well. So I don't know, the GOAT Festival, at this point, you can take it or leave it. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion, we could talk about the GOAT Festival players. We're going to get 5 more tomorrow. I have absolutely no idea who those guys could be, but I can certainly give you a list of names of potential candidates. Guys like Manute Bol or Taco Fall or Bull or Terry Dishinger or Danny Ferry, or the list goes on and on. Any player you can think of pretty much who's been good in my team before or this year that they have rights to could be included in this. It really could be a mix of, I mean, there's a mix of superstars like LaMelo and guys like that, guys who were truly great players as well, like a Brandon Roy or players like that. And then you have meme players, Scalabrini and Sean Bradley, who was a good NBA player, but come on, like et cetera, most of these guys, you know what I mean? So that's just how it's going to be at the end of the day. That's not really that surprising. But I'm not honestly all that excited about the GOAT Festival anyway. I really don't care who they drop. They can drop kind of whoever they want here. I'm not getting those cards regardless, you know what I mean? I think the vast majority of y'all probably aren't either, because you either have to spend a truly ungodly amount of time in one calendar week to get one of these players, or spend a significant chunk of money on a game that, again, as I record this, it's July 16th. As y'all see this, it's July 17th. The new game comes out August 29th. I think a lot of people are going to be playing that new game. That's a month and 2 weeks away, you know what I mean? That's 6 weeks away. Literally 6 weeks from Friday, I believe, is when the game will come out. So I don't see why anybody would want to spend money on this at this point in the year. And that is one thing I will say, is I highly recommend not. Even if there's a name that excites you in the GOAT Festival, just let it be. They'll have a card next year, and hopefully you'll be able to get that version instead. So that being said, when you look at the actual Friday drops, 2K's done a pretty good job with them this season. We're going to have 4 Dark Matters. We're going to have 4 100 overalls. And last week we got 2 stud 100 overalls in Alonzo Mourning and E. Jean Leon. We got Jason Richardson as a good 100 overall. We got Boris Diaw as an awesome budget point guard, and Steve Smith as an awesome budget shooting guard. And then Marcus Camby, Scoot Henderson, Jalen Green were kind of, at least to me, a bit more of afterthoughts in this drop. But it was a solid drop with a lot of good cards. The week before was the Fireworks drop, which was even better. Larry Markkinen, Big Z, Dominique, and Jimmy all being awesome 100 overalls. Bronny and Mo Bamba all both being pretty solid, fun Dark Matters. And Bowen's not awful. Neither is Hachimura. Neither of their jumpers are quite as good as you'd like, but both those cards are decent. And I mean, the Breeze drop wasn't nearly as exciting to start the season, to be totally fair, but the last couple drops have been pretty killer. So I think there's a good chance we're going to continue to see that type of drop. Now, I'll be totally honest, in terms of 100 overalls, or sorry, Dark Matters, I have no idea. I truly have no idea what Dark Matters we're going to get at this point in the year. It could be anybody who's gotten a card earlier this year that hasn't gotten a card recently. It feels like fair game, you know what I mean? From a Dyson Daniels to a Anthony Black, a couple of those budget point guards could be very interesting options. Jonathan Bender, Danny Ferry, guys like that at the small forward position could easily get Dark Matters or 100 overalls. It's going to be there are a lot of potential names throughout NBA history that could get those tier cards. And same thing, honestly, is true for 100 overalls as well. I will say something that I liked a lot that 2K did with this Fireworks drop was drop this 100 overall Jimmy Butler, who is a much cheaper but exactly the same type of card to his Invincible, which was a festival reward that could only be attained through those festivals. So having him have the same SIGs and basically the same stats and still be an elite level card but be attainable, I think was a really big W. And it's something that I would like to see done potentially with other players. For example, a Bob Pettit, awesome card. I've had the pleasure of being able to use him a lot. Not everybody gets that option though. He would make a lot of sense to be a really good card that they could drop. They could drop a 100 overall Bob Pettit, a 100 overall Ron Artest, a 100 overall Kevin Garnett or Dwayne Wade, or even Invincible versions of these guys as well. Just attainable versions of these names would be fire, in my opinion. And we've seen a lot of festivals why not give us a 100 overall? I know he came out not that far that long ago, but 100 overall Ralph Sampson. I don't think that card's going to happen. This card came out a month ago. You know what I mean? Ralph Sampson did. But at the end of the day, I would love to see 100 overall versions of some of these expensive festival rewards that can be attained by the majority of the people playing this game. And I think that would be cool. So maybe we'll see some changes and some tweaks like that as well. I would love to see. And I will say this, I feel like if we do get this dude, Jokic, it'll probably be a GOAT card, not a 100 overall, but I would love to see a GOAT Jokic as well. If he were to get 100 overall, that'd be awesome. I don't think he will. But a point guard Jokic 100 overall would be an insanely desired card. That being said, again, I really hope we just see solid options for the 100 overall tier, because we're at the point in the year where even the most expensive 100 overalls in the game, I mean, this E is about as good as any 100 overall they've dropped all year, and he's 200,000 MT a week into the drop. Jalen Green is literally sub 30K. Any cheap guy 100 overalls at this point are going to be cheap. Like, so is Jason Richardson. He's a pretty good card. And Alonzo Mourning's a buyout. Like, these cards truly are even cheaper than I initially realized they were going to be. Like, doesn't even matter who they are at this point. They're going to be top tier guys, and they have the potential because their stats and badges are already going to be top tier. If they get good animations, we can get some truly exceptional cards that are pretty affordable at this point in the year at the 100 overall tier. And that's why I think I'd really like to see 2K knock it out of the park with that tier. Invincible, just look at the guys who are 100 overalls who haven't gotten GOAT cards or invincibles yet. Those are the type of guys we're probably going to see with that. I mean, that's what we've been seeing the last couple weeks with guys like Evan Mobley, and Jaylen Brown was a Tuesday drop. He got an invincible. Joe Johnson, Zach Edey. Who else are recent 100 or dark invincibles they've dropped? Dwight Howard, Amen Thompson, Chris Bosh, James Harden, Cade Cunningham was this season. Draymond guy came out a couple weeks ago. Damian Lillard was this week. Like, just a bunch of guys like that. And it's going to be a mix of good and bad, you know what I mean? And I really don't know who those guys will be. We'll have to wait and see. Again, I hope they're solid, and I hope there's a couple guys in there that are decently affordable as well. I mean, that has become a bit of a thing recently anyways, that some of these invincibles are starting to become a bit more affordable. They're still expensive, but they're getting better, and that will also continue to happen. So hopefully we get a couple more good invincibles tomorrow and some names and some guys who have quality size their position and can really compete at a high level, and that could introduce a lot more solid options into my team as well for guys who are maybe looking for their favorite player, whatever that might be. But the GOAT card tier is where I am. I think I have these nailed this week. I mean, I don't know for sure. I've been pretty good with my predictions for the most part. I feel like I get a couple right each week, but there are a couple guys in specific this week that feel like they're going to be getting GOAT cards. Number one is Magic Johnson. Like, kind of a no-brainer. Kind of surprised he hasn't gotten a GOAT card yet. Absolutely makes sense to me, as he's probably the best player in NBA history as of right now who does not have a GOAT card, besides maybe arguably like a Kobe who's not in the game or somebody like that. But he's a clear glaring like hole right now in terms of a guy who does not have a GOAT card as of yet. He makes a ton of sense to me as the first GOAT card. The second GOAT card to me, look, name wise, not as much of a superstar, but would make total sense at this point. He's in a year as a pack GOAT card, and I don't think 2K will miss their opportunity to use him one more time. That is Kristaps Porzingis. I know he got an invincible card in season. What drop did that invincible KP come out? Actually, it was sometime in season 7, towards the end of season 7. I think he might have been in the. Oh no, I think he was in this Champions drop, wasn't he? If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he was. Let me check. Yes, KP was a Champions card. All right, so there you go. I could absolutely see a KP. It's been a month since he came out, a month and a half, so that's long enough for 2K to drop another KP card, I'm sure. He, to me, makes a lot of sense as well, considering we've already gotten D-Rob, Shaq, Kareem, Hakeem, Yao, etc. Like, they've used a lot of their top tier big men names at this point. KP is another one of those elite giant bigs that they can use for name value that makes a lot of sense to me as well. So I am also thinking we get him. And then my third prediction, and I mentioned him earlier, I think we get a GOAT Jokic this weekend. And maybe we don't get Jokic and Magic, considering they'll both probably pay point guard. But I think we're going to get a Jokic here in the next week or two. A GOAT point guard Jokic. Makes a lot of sense to me. He hasn't gotten a card since that invincible card in the Glitched Festival, which was, I mean, that was end of season 6. Like, it's been a bit. So with how much 2K loves to reuse their names at this point in the year, Jimmy's gotten a new card, Dirk's gotten another card, Harden's gotten a new card, Chet's gotten a new card. Why wouldn't Jokic get a new card? Also, Josh Giddey, he'd be a stud. Would love a shooting guard, Peja with better SIGs, or a Josh Giddey with a better jumper at point guard. Either of those two guys would be really fun options, as well as updated 100 overall or invincible cards. So with that being said, that's going to do it for the video. I hope y'all did enjoy. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.